Prepare for the practice of Yoga Nidra. Lying on your back in Shavasana with the legs hip-width apart and all tension released from the legs, with the feet pulling to the sides. The arms are a little bit away from the body with the palms facing up. And there is balance between the left and the right sides of the body. Ensure that the spine is straight and the head and neck are in alignment. You may like to tuck your chin in just a little to ensure that there is alignment. And ensure that you are comfortable and warm or cool wherever you may be, so that you do not need to move throughout the practice. The eyes closed now. Take a long deep inhalation, long deep yogic breath in, and as you exhale, release all the events of the day. And take another long deep inhalation now. And as you exhale, release all of the interactions and conversations that you've had today in all forms that they may have taken. Just let them all go. Take another long deep inhalation now. And this time on the exhale, release any thoughts or feelings of obligation of anything you need to do after this class, after this Yoga Nidra practice. Allow yourself this time. There is nothing else you need to do right at this present moment. And finally, another long deep inhalation in, and with this exhalation, release your body into the floor. Release all remaining tension from the body. Also in the face, release any expression on the face, unclench the jaw, and unclench the muscles behind the eyes. And feel the body's contact with the floor. Feel the body against the floor. Feel the heels against the floor and the back of the legs against the floor. Feel the buttocks against the floor. Feel the back against the floor. Feel the backs of the hands and the arms and the shoulders against the floor. And feel the back of the neck and the back of the head against the floor. And observe how all of these different points of contact create one singular point of contact between the body and the floor. And become aware now of sounds. Listen for sounds far up in the distance, but don't try and identify the sounds. Just move your awareness from sound to sound as you hear it. And move your awareness now to sounds just outside the room in which you are. Again, just moving the awareness from sound to sound. And move your awareness now to sounds inside the room that you are in. Again, just moving the awareness from one sound to the next. And moving your awareness now to sounds inside the body, beginning with the sound and the sensation of the heartbeat. And move your awareness now to the sound and the sensation of the natural breath. Release the sound awareness now and call to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now, and if you don't have one, leave some space for it may emerge on its own. We will now rotate the awareness around the body. Listen to my instructions, and when I repeat the name of a body part, place your awareness there, visualize that body part, and mentally repeat the name of that part. We'll begin with the right side of the body with the right hand thumb. First finger, second, third, and little finger. Palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, the right waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, and calf, the right heel, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now to the left side of the body, beginning with the left hand thumb. First finger, second, third, and little finger. Palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the chest, left waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, and heel, ankle, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now to the back of the body, beginning with the heels, the back of the legs, the buttocks, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, and the entire spinal column, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. Moving now around to the face with the forehead, the eyebrows, and the eyebrow center, the temples, the eyes, the nose, the ears, the cheeks, the lips, the jaw, the throat, the collarbones, and the pit of the throat. The right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest. The right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel. The right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin. The whole right leg, the whole left leg, and now both legs together. The whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together. The whole torso, the whole neck, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, and now the whole body. Have a sense all at once, the whole body. And release the body rotation now. And instead, bring the awareness back to the natural breath. Observe how subtle the natural breath has now become. And observe the rise and fall of the navel in response to the natural breath. And we'll now add a visualization to the natural breath in the following way. On the inhalation, visualize white, peaceful light. On the inhalation, you are inhaling pure white peace. On the exhalation, you are releasing any disturbance or anything that does not serve you. You will let it go on the exhalation, inhaling white light, peaceful light, exhaling anything that does not serve you. The visualization alone just with the natural breath. And if your mind begins to wander, use the breath just like an anchor to help it to come back to the practice. And release the breath visualization now. And instead feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body is feeling colder and colder. The body feels as though it's outside on an icy winter's day, and the freezing cold wind whips through your clothing and chills you to the bone. You shiver because you are freezing. Your hands and your fingers are numb, and your feet are numb from the cold, and your face and your nose also feel freezing. The body's feeling colder and colder, like it's outside on a freezing winter's day. Release this feeling of coldness now and replace it instead with a feeling of heat, because you are coming inside now, away from the freezing cold winter's day, walking into a cozy room and standing in front of a roaring open fire. And you feel the change in your body by standing in front of a roaring open fire. Heat radiates from your abdomen throughout the body. Your face feels warm. Your hands and your feet become clammy from the heat. The body's feeling hotter and hotter, like it's standing in front of a roaring open fire. Release this feeling of heat now and replace it instead with a feeling of heaviness. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. The body feels so heavy, like it's made out of concrete, and it's pressing against the floor. The body feels so heavy, it feels like it may even fall through the floor. The arms feel heavier, the legs feel heavier, the head and the torso feel heavier. The body's feeling heavier and heavier, like it's made out of concrete, and it's pressing against the floor. And release this feeling of heaviness now and replace it instead with a feeling of lightness. The body is feeling lighter and lighter. The body feels so light that it feels like it's barely touching the floor. The body feels so light, it feels like it's hovering above the floor, and it may drift away like a cloud at any moment. The body's feeling lighter and lighter, like it's barely touching the floor. And release this feeling of lightness now. Release all of these sensations completely, and allow the body to come back to a state of equilibrium. And instead come to the space of the mind, the space behind the closed eyes. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize and create the following objects and images. You are standing beside a beautiful lake, and the sun is about to set. You feel the warmth of the earth beneath your feet, and you can smell the scent of jasmine in the air as the birds begin to settle in the trees to get ready for the night ahead. The sky is all shades of red and purple and crimson as the sun begins to sink. And far up in the distance, you can also hear the sound of beautiful harps playing. But the sounds begin to get louder, but not disturbing, but just louder in volume. The music is beautiful, and it wraps you in beauty as you see in the distance what looks like a large swan floating towards where you are standing by the side of the lake. And as the swan comes into distance and it comes into closer view to you, you see that it's actually a swan-shaped boat. And on the back of the white swan is a soft mattress with cushions of all colors that you like. And it's very inviting to lie there on the back of the boat. The swan boat actually moves to the edge, to exactly where you are, and you feel like it's an invitation to jump aboard. So you do. and you lie down on your back in the swan boat and gaze up at this beautiful sunset above you. And as you see the colors change, as the sun begins to dip and the moon begins to rise, and then notice out of the corner of your eye, beautiful lights shimmering from the water. You sit up and you realize that it is now dark, but not too dark, because you are surrounded by beautiful floating candles, all bobbing in the water around the swan-shaped boat. And you feel in awe at this beauty and feel at peace. In this moment, you decide that you do need to return, but you promise yourself that you will remember this scene and you remember the feeling that it sparked within you. The swan boat knows that it's time for you to return and lovingly brings you to the side of the lake, where you bid it farewell and thank it as you come onto the land again, feeling the warmth beneath your feet of the earth and that smell of jasmine in the air. And you walk back towards the room that you are in, leaving the beautiful sound of the harp behind you. And now it's time to return to the room. You are now on your mat, and you call to mind your Sankalpa, or positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And if you don't have one, leave some space, for it may emerge on its own. And feel the breath again in the body. Allow the breath to deepen a little. And as you do, observe the movement in the body from the breath. Observe how the breath moves the back against the floor. And check in with your body now and observe how you're feeling at this moment, and compare it to how you felt at the beginning of this Yoga Nidra practice. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close. Begin to remember the room that you're in and the details of that room. Remember the floor, the color of your mat, the color of your clothing and your coverings. Remember the time of day, and begin to hear the sounds around you, and remember the world attached to those sounds. Allow the body to gently externalize by making small movements with the fingers and the toes. And then move in and stretch in a way that's right for you. You may like to gently move your head from side to side, just a little. And you may also like to roll onto your right side for a short time. Again, just allowing the body to gently externalize. And then when it's right for you, keeping the eyes closed or downcast to maintain the peaceful state that you have created, come up into a comfortable sitting position. And from a sitting position now, we will move the awareness through the body, beginning with the feet and gently moving it up through the legs and up through the hands and the arms and the torso, up into the neck and the shoulders, into the head and the face, before gently resting the awareness at the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame, a symbol of the luminosity. And maintaining this focus now, we will chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to conclude this Yoga Nidra practice. Breathing in. Om. 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 Shanti. 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 Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.